The rebels of Rogue One have successfully transmitted the plans to the Death Star up to the waiting Tantive 4. Rebel soldiers rush to download the plans and make the jump to light speed, but there is a problem. Darth Vader has entered the loading port in the ship, and his fury is unleashed. Will the rebels be able to pass on the plans and keep the hope of the rebellion alive, or will the rage of Vader overwhelm them and crush this new hope? Find out as we play this recreation of a famous scene from Rogue One with Star Wars miniatures by Wizards of the Coast. Hello gamers, Matthew here from Grey Army Gaming. For today's battle report, we are going to be recreating an exciting scene from Rogue One, the scene in which Darth Vader enters the corridor filled with elite rebel troopers, and he tries to prevent them from passing on the plans of the Death Star to the people on the Tantive 4. The setup here is going to be really simple. Darth Vader comes in through the left here on this door, where he is met by 9 elite rebel troopers. We have one rebel pilot who is trying to download the plans over at this terminal. Now the idea is once the plans are downloaded, the pilot is going to try to run over to this door, which is temporarily jammed. Now let's go ahead and explain some of the rules that we're going to be using for how to figure out certain elements that are going to happen during this battle report. The first rule involves the terminal here in which the plans are being downloaded by the rebels. At the end of each rebel turn, the rebels will roll a d6. Now the d6 has to either match or go under the number of the round. So for example, in the first round, we would have to roll a 1. No. In round 2 then, we would have to roll a 1 or a 2 in order to have the plans be downloaded. No, that is a 3. And we will continue all the way up to 6. In the 6th round, at the end of the 6th round, the plans will have successfully been downloaded. So as such, it is entirely possible that at the end of the first rebel round, the plans can be downloaded and they can attempt to make their way to the Tantive 4. A second rule now is that once the plans are downloaded, one figurine will always have to carry the plans. Whether the plans are carried by the pilot or by another elite rebel trooper, that doesn't matter, as long as one figurine is always carrying the plans, and they need to now carry the plans over to the hatch. Third and finally, the plans need to be taken to the right side of the battlefield to the hatch. Now the hatch is not open, just like in the movie, and the figurine that comes into contact with the hatch will need to roll a d20. On a 10 plus, the hatch is open just enough that the plans can be passed into the Tantive 4. If a 1 to 9 is rolled, that figurine has failed. Another figurine may also attempt to open the hatch in the same round, but if they fail as well, then of course you'll have to wait until the next round of activations. So this may seem like a rather one-sided battle because we have 9 elite rebel troopers and a pilot versus Darth Vader, but we must remember that Darth Vader is Darth Vader Jedi Hunter, and he has a lot of really powerful force powers that he can use as he enters the battlefield. Well, let's go ahead and roll off now for initiative. Alright, here we go. Vader using the white die and the rebel using the red. And it'll be an 11 to a 7. Vader will begin. Let's begin by moving Vader up 6 inches. Immediately, he's going to spend a force point, 2 force points for the Force Whirlwind. And with that, it'll be 20 points of damage to everybody within 6 inches. He's going to force it onto this guy right here. So we see that all of these guys, even him, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys will need to take saves of 11 plus or take 20 damage. And 20 damage is their total hit points. Let's start with this guy, 11 plus. Yes, he's fine. This guy right here on top, no, he is out. The guy right in front of Vader, no, 4. This guy right over here, 14, he is safe. This guy right here, 16, he is safe. And finally, this guy over there in the corner, 11 plus, yes. So Vader takes out 2 guys immediately, and now it is their turn, the rebels, to return. So we're going to have all of the rebels now turn and fire off their weapons onto Vader. All of them are going to fire at the same time. 7 elite troopers and 1 pilot. And in addition, before we roll this off, let's have the troopers actually make a line to block Vader. And now with this mighty line here, let's have all of them shoot off on Vader. They're going to be hitting on a 16 plus. 7 shots on a 16 plus. Here we go. 1, no. 2, yes. 3, no. 4, no. 5, no. 6, no. And the 7th one, no. 1 hit. Now we have Vader coming back on an 11 plus. He can deflect that. 10, no, he does not. Dark armor can take away 10 points of damage on an 11 plus. Yes, so he takes no damage because of his armor. Pilot is also hitting on a 16 plus, and no, that's a miss as well. That brings us to the end of this round. Let's go ahead and roll off for the Rebels to see if they have successfully downloaded the plans of the Death Star. Here we go, needing to roll a 1. No. Into round 2. Let's go ahead and roll off for initiative now. And it will be 15 to 10. The Rebels begin again. Let's start by advancing 2 of the Rebels up a little bit and going into actual melee combat with Vader. '17s to hit now. First one, 2, no. Second one, a 5, no. So they miss. In the last round, I actually made a mistake that Vader didn't have any force points to do the lightsaber deflect, but that didn't matter. He was not able to deflect anyway. It was his armor that saved him there. But let's go ahead and have Vader attack back now. With force renewal, Vader gets back 1 force point at the start of each activation. So now he's going to do lightsaber sweep that costs 1 force point, and he replaces attacks. He can attack each adjacent enemy once. So both those guys are going to get attacked. On everything but a natural 1, first guy on top. Yes. Second guy, yeah. Rebels are going to continue to pour in and take some shots off on Vader again. 6 shots total. We have got 5 from the elite troopers and we have 1 from the pilot. So hitting on a 7 plus. Hitting now on a 16 plus. Here we go. First shot. 14 miss. Second shot. 4 miss, third shot. 10 miss, fourth shot. 6, oh man. Next shot, no. 7, and the last shot. 7, no. They all miss Vader. The pilot is feeling the tension now as Darth Vader gets ever closer. They cannot take him out. He needs these plans to get downloaded. Let's roll for it. Okay, we need this on a 1 or 2. Here we go. 1! Yes! They get the plans! The plans are downloaded, and now they can make a break for the hatch. Huge initiative roll here. Who is going to begin? Vader with the white or the Rebels with the red? Here we go. And it'll be 3 to 3. We gotta roll again. 17 to 17! No! 17 to 10! 17 to 10, the Rebels will begin. So the Rebels begin this round. First off, let's activate this guy right here and take the plans and make a break for the hatch. And there's the final position of that pilot. He is within 6 squares now, so in the next turn, he will be able to move 6 and try to open the hatch. Second activation for the Rebels. Let's have one of those guys run forward and valiantly charge Vader. Hitting now on a 16 plus. We need this. Here we go. 5, no. Activating Vader. He is going to run past this guy, giving him an attack of opportunity, coming into contact with this guy right here, and he's going to attack him. First thing first, attack of opportunity as Vader runs by. He's going to be hitting on a 16 plus. No. Vader now attacking this guy here, opening up a line of sight. If he defeats him, everything but a natural 1. 16, yes. Final 3 activations for the Rebels. We're going to move this guy over and have all 3 of them into melee combat with Vader. So let's run him over in front of Vader, blocking his line of sight on the pilot. All 3 of them are going to get attacked 16 plus. No. Second attack. No. And the last one. Come on. No. End of that round, and here is how things currently sit. We have the rebels who have successfully downloaded the plans. We have the pilot who is making a break over here to the hatch to try and escape with them. However, over here we have Darth Vader chasing him down. He has already taken out 5 of these elite troopers, rebel troopers. He is tied up with 3 at the current moment. This is going to be a huge initiative. Let's go ahead and roll it off. Here we go. We really need this for the rebels. And a 4-4. No, let's do it again. 16-16. No. 5 to an 8. The rebels will begin with an 8. First, rebel activation. Let's make a charge for that hatch and try to open it. A huge roll now on a 10 plus. The hatch is open and the plans will be passed through. Here we go. 10 plus. 6. No, it's not open. No. So there we go. Unfortunately, with this activation, we are not able to open the hatch. We're going to have to wait until a later round and a later turn. Let's run back over here. We have one more activation by the rebels. Now, I have been so crazy with the rules today. I've been missing something. Actually, with Whirlwind, it's adjacent enemies. So I actually took one guy out that I should not have. We'll say this guy got knocked over by the Whirlwind, but he's not taken out. We're going to activate him now and bring him into contact with Vader. And let's have him go ahead and attack 16 plus to connect. Here we go, 16 plus, and it's a 2. No, so that's going to miss. Vader's turn to activate. And Vader has not moved, so he is going to go ahead now and do his triple attack. He's going to attack on 1 on each of these guys. So let's start here on the top. 1 plus. Yes. Guy in the middle. 1 plus. 18. Yes. Guy in the bottom. 1 plus. And it is a 1. No, he holds in there. Rebel activations. Let's go ahead and run this guy up here. He's not going to be able to get in front of Vader. Stop right there. Let's have these 2 guys, this guy on top and this guy on the bottom, attack Vader. 16 plus. Guy on top. No, guy on bottom. Yes! Vader has just restored his 2nd force point, so he's not actually going to try to prevent that, but his armor will on an 11 plus. And it's a 4. No, Vader takes 10 points of damage. So end of the round here, and things are looking bad for the rebels, just like in the movie. Now, they're not really hurting Vader much. They're just kind of tying him up so they can try to get the plans through the hatch over here. 3 guys remaining there. We have our 1 pilot over here who is going to try once again to open up the hatch on a 10 plus. This is going to be a huge initiative now because Vader has the possibility to do his choke grip with a force point if he wants to try and damage that pilot. So let's go ahead and roll off for initiative. And it's going to be 19-6. Vader begins. So we are going to activate Vader here, and instead of taking attacks, he is going to do force grip. Now, he needs a line of sight, which he now has over onto this pilot, and he is able now to choke the pilot and do 10 points of damage, dropping that pilot down to 10. Now, this pilot is going to have to get through this round, otherwise Vader has the opportunity to kill him in the next round. So let's go ahead now and activate our rebels and see what happens. First rebel activation, we're going to go over to our pilot, and he's going to try to open up that hatch to squeeze it open enough to get the data, the plans for the Death Star through. On a 10 plus, he opens it up. Here we go. No, it's another 6. Oh, no. Seeing the writing on the wall for their buddy, the pilot, these guys are all going to try to take off and run this direction to try to help him out if he is killed with the plans. Now, this means that this is going to be 1 turn. We're going to move all 3 of these guys. Darth Vader will get an attack of opportunity on 1 of them. 1 attack per turn. The other 2 will be able to make it out. So let's go ahead and roll for attacks of opportunities. So let's begin by moving the guy in the back here. He's going to try to run around this direction. Attack of opportunity by Vader. Everything except a natural 1. 19. Yes, that's enough. And the other 2 rebels are going to make a run for it. 12 inches. And rolling off for initiative, this may well be our last one. Here we go, and it's going to be 14-5. It will be the rebels. Let's go ahead and activate our pilot now, and on a 10 plus, he's able to open the hatch and get the plans through. Here we go, 10 plus. No, a 7. This guy's worthless. Well, with that failure, the hatch is stuck. Darth Vader is holding the hatch shut. We're going to have this guy come over and help him out. He's going to run 12 inches and try to get up against the hatch as well. Now, because he moved 12 inches, he is not able to take an action, so he cannot try to pry open the hatch this turn. Let's run back over here now to Vader, activate Vader, and he's going to do another force grip, paying 1 force point. He has a line of sight over here onto this pilot. He's going to do 10 more points of damage, which is enough to take him out of the battlefield, leaving the plans to fall on the floor next to that rebel trooper there. And in addition to that, Vader is going to go ahead and move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. So this is amazing. This is just like Rogue One. The rebels are getting desperate as Vader is coming, just picking them off one by one. The plans have still not been passed on to the Tantive 4. Let's go ahead and activate that last trooper, run him up, and get him up against that door as well, pounding on the door for them to open. And that will bring us to the end of this round. Let's go ahead and roll off for initiative. 12-9. We have the rebels beginning. So this is it. We have 2 activations. These last 2 rebels, each of them get a chance on a 10+ to pry open that hatch and to get the plans out. So let's start with the guy on the top. A 10+. Is he able to do it? No, it's a 9. Oh my goodness. The guy on the bottom, 10+. 18. Yes. So with an 18, he is able now to pry open the hatch just enough so that the plans can be passed through from this area over into the Tantive 4, where they are then given to Princess Leia eventually. And with the plans now successfully passed onto the Tantive 4, this leaves those last 2 rebel troopers alone as the ship blasts off. And with that, these 2 troopers are left to their fate, to face down Darth Vader and to be destroyed, but going down as heroes of the rebellion. Well, there you have it, folks. The exciting conclusion to our reenactment of one of the final scenes in Rogue One, in which Darth Vader tries to stop the rebels from escaping with the plans to the Death Star. Now, this is a really cool game because it followed the movie actually quite well. Vader was absolutely ruthless in taking out guy after guy after guy on the rebel side. The rebels weren't able to actually damage him much, but they were able to tie him up enough and distract him enough that the rebels were able to get away with the plans, and the Tantive 4 was able to fly away to safety, keeping alive this hope, this new hope that will begin now in episode 4. Well, if you like this kind of content, please do give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and I will continue to make more Star Wars miniatures bat reps in the future. And most importantly, thank you for joining us here today at Grey Army Gaming for the future of gaming.